Andrea, what do you think about the story?
It is outrageous. It is outrageous.
Have you ever felt like you were being ignored while everyone's, prayers are being answered? And then you're like, Lord, hi.
This is why I can relate. If you're a believer, I believe, if you are truly following the Lord, He gets you to He usually leads you into places of wilderness, like seasons of wilderness where, nothing is working.
Does He understand the heart of His Father? We can be in church, I don't know how many years, serve, whatever, be in the choir, slaving,
Yeah.
But then the Father never asked us to slave for Him.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. Hi again.
Am I supposed to?
I don't know. Okay, here we are. It's the second episode of our podcast, Between Sips. I guess by now you're a little bit getting used to us. Again, it's Arlène, and I am with my friend
Andrea.
Okay.
Andrea. It's so weird to say Andrea. Andrea.
All right. So we are here for the second episode, and today we would like to discuss about like a specific passage of the Bible found in Luke 15, from verse 11 to 32. It's the story of the prodigal son. I believe most of you guys, if not everyone, has heard about that story, but we would like to take time to unpack it. Yes, Andrea is going to read it to have a bit of context, and then we can go in the discussions.
I just feel like I need to introduce my Bible because I'm sure some people are looking at it and wondering, like, what happened to her Bible?
It's served.
It's my go-to-war Bible and everyday life Bible. And we have history. So I love it so much. And maybe sometime we'll have the opportunity to share like the stories of our Bible. And
Definitely.
stuff. So it starts at, I think we'll have the inscription. Verse 11, it says, Jesus continued. There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, "Father, give me my share of the estate." So he divided his property between them. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in that whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen of that country who sent him to his fields to feed pigs. He longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. When he came to his senses, he said, "How many of my father's hired men have food to spare? And here I am starving to death. I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired men.' So he got up and went to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his servants, 'Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' So they began to celebrate. Meanwhile, the older son was in the field. When he came near to the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked him what was going on. 'Your brother has come,' he replied, 'and your father has killed the fattened calf because he has him back safe and sound.' The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him. But he answered his father, 'Look, All these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders, yet you never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours who has squandered your property with prostitutes comes home, you kill the fattened calf for him. My son, the father said, you're always with me and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.
Right. It's a long story, but I believe to, again, keep the context, we wanted to read it. So, Andrea, what do you think about the story? To give you...
Thank you. It's a very touching and moving story.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the whole chapter, this is the end of the last portion of chapter 15 of Luke, of the book of Luke. And it's a moving, touching story that is like a follow-up of other two stories that you find there.
Mm.
So you have the parable of the lost sheep and the parable of the lost coin. And both convey the same idea as this story that we just read, which touches on being lost and being found again. And I love how the progression is. It's like you lose a sheep. That's important. You lose a coin. That's important. But you lose a son. So it's one, like, I think it's the most moving if you were to compare the stories. And it is outrageous. It is outrageous. It's like considering what the son did.
Yeah.
Like this son basically said to his father,
I want you.
Give me my inheritance because I'd rather you be dead so that I can have it now. So when you are asking for your inheritance
while he's still alive,
yes. So you are like saying,
there's a statement.
That would be better for you to die so that I can get my inheritance and do my thing. And the father very graciously gives him the inheritance. Some people would be like, I'm writing you off, but he gives him the inheritance and the son goes and squanders. Obviously, you would expect him not to be able to do anything with the money. Squanders it and then decides to come back. Repentant, grieved, like having opened his eyes to the offense. And he dares to come back. And he would say like the best scenario that he would have for him when he was coming back would be, I'd rather be a servant, because he is expecting that his father would, allow him to come back. The best scenario that this son had in mind was, he can allow me to come back so that I can be a servant.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he would expect to be like the lowest servant. It's outrageous because what the father does is to run to him. Like run to him as if you were like a hero, like a hero's welcome. And he would welcome him and then he would throw a party and he would kill the fattened calf, which I think in that culture would be like opening up the bottle of wine that has been, saved for I don't know what occasion.
Yeah.
So it's an outrageous story of compassion and redemption and coming back to the Lord. Anyways, I'm just going to say that so that we can dive further into it. But it's a beautiful, beautiful story.
It is. They speak about, like, we have three characters, which is the lost son, the father, and the elder brother. So now, building on what you were saying, like about, okay, the lost son got, as in he went, squandered his father's wealth, but then when he came back, like he had a pitch rehearsed, of how to again integrate his father's house. So as I was reading, like apparently in the Jewish culture, because I guess they were Jews, like there was a ceremony to actually cast somebody out, I believe he was thinking, like if my father sees me, I deserve this other ceremony,
What kind of ceremony was
It's
that?
called, it's a weird name, Kezana, something. We will write it.
And like, what was it about exactly?
It was people gathering up to officially say, now this one is no longer my son.
And that would happen
because of X, Y, Z.
Just when he takes the inheritance, or
when something was done that probably deserved that,
a dishonorable thing.
Exactly.
Dishonoring.
So what he did, I guess, okay, we never see the father doing it when he asked for the inheritance, which that in itself was something not good, that deserved probably to be, casted out, because he was like saying to your father, I would rather have you dead, But again, now he goes. We don't see in the Bible where he probably like got his father blessing to go. No, he just went. And then when he came back, I think like knowing out there, it's the ghetto,
basically.
And I would rather be in my father's house as one of his servants, because I think I'll be better treated than how I am, But then I no longer deserve to be in my father's house. So I need to rehearse, something that will probably help me to not go through the casting out. I believe, I don't know, it's what I read, and probably explains how he rehearsed, what he was to say,
Take me as a servant.
Exactly. Like I'm not here to demand a son a place because I don't deserve it, but with your mercy, I can be one of your servants,
Yes.
And another interesting part is now, like apparently, like a man of, like the father of his stature, they would never run.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah,
they would never run because they are very honorable, very, I don't know, like, so seeing his son and running towards him,
leaving the house to find him, like,
so unlike a man of his stature.
Do you know, if you don't mind me adding something at this point?
Yeah.
Because I think it fits there. I think I heard also that in the culture, don't quote me, but I heard that the village or the people, the community, when they saw like the son coming close to the house, they would chase him out and cast him and hurl insults at him. Like from the get-go when they see him coming back.
Kezazah now, whatever it is.
Oh, so that's part of okay, I didn't know it was that.
Yeah.
But I heard that they would like chase him away and insult him and throw whatever. And then one of the explanations also is that the father had to run to him before they get to him.
Yeah.
For that, I guess, ceremony, if it is, that's a crazy, crazy ceremony. Yeah.
It is. It is.
So he was protecting him even from the humiliation, and
he was again. He was basically making a statement. He's still my son.
Yeah,
like I claim him as my son. Which I guess it's, I don't know, somehow what Jesus did for us. Like we're so undeserving, yet we're here. Called his own, which is, anyways,
like the worst insult you can, communicate to him, express to him, or the worst case scenario. Because for them, the culture, I would assume it's almost like he was describing, like, this is the worst sin you can commit, like to wish your father dead, to take the inheritance, which is something you build, in years and years, like you're saving and you want to leave legacy to your family, and to take your portion and to squander it in prostitutes and,
and there were only
wildlife.
2 sons, which I believe it was like a considerable.
It is wealth. Yeah. And then to be welcome like this is why it's outrageous. We find it outrageous now, but you can imagine in a culture like that where this is almost like the highest sin, So that is also showing Jesus painting a picture of any sinner can come back, which is crazy.
And I will still call him my son.
I will not just tolerate him and be like, you are like a second-class, third-class citizen in the kingdom.
Yeah.
I am welcoming you as if you were a hero. Not just my son, like a national hero. And I'm throwing this.
Yeah.
Do you see how?
Now I'm thinking about like the second son, right? As in the elder one, as in the firstborn, you know? In the kingdom, right? It's your brother was lost, but now he's fine. That was like the father's answer. Do you think? Okay, because we're reading the Bible, I guess we already have, some sort of like an answer. But then removing the context, you know, of the Bible.
Yeah.
Do you think his rage or his anger is justified?
Do you want to answer that question?
Okay.
I will answer too, but yeah.
I think it is. Like seeing it from a human being perspective, you know, a human being perspective, it is justified, you know. But again, I guess it's a wrestling between like brothers, you know. It's like, I stayed here. I did all of this, you know. But then there he comes, and then you're going to celebrate your son, you know. But then in the context of Jesus, speaking about grace, speaking about mercy, speaking about like the heart of the Father, which I believe it's what is portrayed in this story, like the heart of the Father towards his lost son, but also towards his firstborn, you know? I guess he probably needed validation that he never got. But then the father was like, do I need to validate you as my son? You are my son, you know? You are my son. And everything that I have belongs to you, you know? But your brother, you know, like basically saying your brother needed this, not more than you, but it's also as important that we celebrate him because you are a son of this house, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I mean, the reason why is, I think I absolutely see why the elder brother would be angry. I actually relate to the elder brother. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it. I really relate to him because, you know, he did well, and he did what was supposed to be done. And it's almost like you would feel like you're rewarding, not even rewarding. It's like you're not considering me. I've been here all along, and I've been submitting. It hasn't been easy, maybe.
No, he uses an important, I think, term that probably needs our attention. He says, "I've been slaving for you."
Is that the word?
Working. He does say, "I've been slaving for you." That's the word he uses, you know.
So he worked hard. He was, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. So I totally relate to him. And I feel like the elder brother expresses justice as we understand it in society. This is like the world we live in. You work hard, you deserve to be rewarded more than someone who didn't. This picture of whatever this thing, what is going on, it doesn't look like justice the way we understand it. And this is why it also feels like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah.
And so I understand his anger. I understand that he's like, no, I need this. I mean, you took your best. It's understandable to rejoice, and you can throw a party, but the issue is with the fattened calf. You took the thing that you've been feeding for a special occasion. Perhaps he was expecting it to be like slayed or whatever used for his wedding or something. He was looking forward, and I'm sure he was assuming this is this is going to be
I'm
fun.
the one deserving that fattened
Yes. This is a reward, and that reward that he's been looking forward to, he's been slaving for that reward, actually, I would say. One of them. So you are taking the very thing I had my eyes on, and you are giving it to someone who not only insulted you, but did the worst thing that could ever be done.
Yeah.
And the father is like, what I see in this is the joy that heaven and God has when a sinner comes back. Like, it's that big of a deal. Like, it's not a small thing. It's not
there's I heard a sermon. It's I don't know how many years back. Like, basically, the preacher was preaching about the elder brother, you know? And he was saying, like, let's talk about the son that never left, you know? The one that stayed in the house, the one that stayed in the church, the one that worked for the Lord or served the Lord, you know, wholeheartedly and all. But when now your brothers in Christ, you know, like somebody gets saved and then they get what you have been praying, I don't know for how many.
In one day.
You know? And then
the same day.
So he was preaching about how self-righteous.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
That's the word.
We can be
That's the word.
as Christian, and envy also, you know? Like, basically saying, they don't deserve that. I deserve that.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I deserve that. Which, it's not easy to be a Christian.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying about like the anger is justified. And I probably would also feel the same, you know? But again, now, knowing who God is, he doesn't see things as we do, you know?
No,
he never
don't.
does. Have you ever felt like you were being ignored while everyone's, I don't know, prayers are being answered? And then you're like, Lord, hi.
I'm here. I've been slaving.
I've been slaving.
Well, I don't know if I can say I've been slaving, but this is why I can relate. This is why I can relate. If you're a believer, I believe, if you're truly following the Lord, he gets you he usually leads you into places of wilderness, like seasons of wilderness where, you know, nothing is working and you're doing the right things. You know, you are showing up, you are being obedient as much as you know how to, you are repentant, but it seems like your efforts are just meaningless and nothing happens, and
it's like it doesn't see it.
At least, I mean, you know, we have a limited view of things, but it feels like many things are not working. You know, I've been in that season, and I think we'll dive perhaps at some point into what it looks like to be in the wilderness. But this is why, you know, it's a test of character, and it's God refining your character, you know. And I think he gets you to a point where he has so cut and refined and pruned that you are solely focused on him and your path. Like, it really becomes the narrow path. You don't even look left and right. You are trusting the Lord and you're content with what he's, you know, giving you right now. But when you're in the thick of it, you look left and right, and it feels like everybody is, to translate the Kirundi term by Monish, everybody is living their best life, and you are left behind. And yet you seem, I'm doing everything. Like, I'm reading the word.
Where did I go wrong, Lord?
Yeah, so I absolutely think that if you're following the Lord, he'll take you through these seasons where nothing is working, and this is why I can relate to how he was feeling. But at the same time, I can, as you were saying, I can say I have learned that the way I see justice and the way I see things my natural, my soulish personhood or my flesh is different than the way God does things. And there is also, I think there is a passage where I'm not even sure, I will, look it up, but it speaks of people coming to work in a field. I don't know if you remember, like someone is hired at 8 a.m. They come, I'm not sure it's those hours specifically, but they come in the morning, someone else comes at noon, and then there are like people who come 1 hour before the day ends, and they receive
the same way.
All of them receive the same pay.
Yes.
And you're like, the math is not mathing, Lord.
It's definitely
this is not math. It's like, make it make sense. And by the way, I'm so big on fairness. Like, I'm always thinking about this is fair, this is not fair.
Yeah. I can really, I am also, I love justice.
Yes.
I'm like, no.
Some people have a sense of justice that is really acute, and I think I'm one of them. It's like, it's not balanced, like.
Yeah.
And then you see how he ends, like the Lord. Yeah, you guys go to, like, I hope people will look it up, but something along the lines of, why do you care? You got the pay I told you that if you come to work, you will receive this pay. But you are trying to look at someone else. I have another contract with them. Didn't I give you like the thing we agreed? And I think we do that. We tend to do that when we compare our walk with someone else's.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to, I think it's an issue of comparison, whereas the Lord does not see things that way, And the thing is, at least in this specific story, and it's just sad, like how the two sons have probably had the same treatment, were brought up the same way, same education, same everything. And then they turn out to, one goes wild, the other one stays. But even though he stays, he's definitely not, like his body was there, but not his heart,
Yeah.
And the thing is, like in the story, the only constant character, if I would say, is the father. But it seems the two sons did not know the heart of their father.
That's
the two of them, which
that's so good.
It's crazy. Like in terms of, we can be in church, I don't know how many years, serve, whatever, be in the choir, slaving,
Yeah.
But then the father never asked us to slave for him.
Yes.
But then we think, because I do this for you, then you will see me for me, like
trying to earn his love.
Exactly.
That's so good. That is such a good point. You're trying to earn his love.
Yeah.
And yet he is your father. And just that.
Yeah.
It means that he has love for you. He just loves you the same. And we don't understand that. Yeah. And your heart can be, another thing is your heart can be so far and yet you're so close.
Yeah.
Like you are in the building, you're doing the right things, you are, looking obedient, but your heart can be out of it. And I think it's a matter of the heart. The thing that you see over and over in the Bible is also the issue of
the heart.
The heart. Where is your heart?
Yeah.
Where is your affection? Are you doing the things for the right reason? Do you love sincerely, or are you, because I think another thing with society is that it would like almost deceive you to think that you can do good things but have the wrong motives and that will pass, like that will be okay.
I don't think we
and
even
it's not
question
okay with
ourselves with that. Like we never question the motives behind what we do. It's, as long as it's done, that's all, But then, as the Bible say, the Lord watches the heart.
Yeah, absolutely. He seeks the heart.
He seeks the heart. And the thing is, like, it was striking for me how, like, you can be a Christian of I don't know how many years, but still, actually, you are ignorant of who is your father. you know?
Yes.
That's the reason why you believe I will be accepted if I do this. And the other one who, I don't know, I guess also don't know the Father, it's like life is better elsewhere.
Yeah.
Not here.
Yeah.
But then until you go outside and then you find, it's tough here. I would rather be there, you know? But then...
And you're welcome to come back.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I think that's the picture that we just painted, that the elder symbolizing like those who remained in the church and who did everything right. Quote unquote, would have an issue with those people who backslid or went wild and then decide to come. Like, do you think it's that easy?
And everything you are praying for, like in terms of, I don't know, whatever you're wishing, you know, they have, or things that they have acquired while
yeah,
in the wild.
Yes, they were blessed in the wild.
Exactly.
In some ways, I'm not saying like
as in the heart was further from the Lord.
They were fruitful.
They were fruitful.
Yes.
I don't know in what ways. Probably not
in a spiritual way, but they were fruitful, like materially, you know, financially. Let's say,
you know, financially, materialistically, if that's a word or something. Like basically, they have everything that you are praying for.
Yes.
And then you're like,
the math is not mathing. It's not mathing. If you allow me to take this point, I don't know if you wanted to add something to that.
No. Yeah.
But I'm thinking about, because we are tackling the topic of sonship.
Yeah.
I think the topic is a sinner coming back to the Father, but really, sonship is core to what we are talking about. And I would love for us to touch on that. Who is a son of God in the sense of children of God, sons of God? Can we lay some basis, the foundation? Who is a son of God?
The Bible says those who gave their lives to Christ are sons of God. That's what the Bible says. But then now, what is being a son? I think that for me, that's much more important because you can, the elder brother, he was a son. And he believed he was a son.
Yeah.
But was he behaving as a son?
Yes, we can get to that question. But I would love for us to establish. Do you know why I'm asking that question?
Yeah.
Because I've noticed that there is like a very prevalent misconception of what a son of God is. Many people believe that any human is a son of God. And yes. So it's not the case in the sense of, obviously, originally, man was created to be a child of God.
Yeah.
Originally. But then with the fall of man, you know, in Adam and Eve.
I'm trying to look for my notes.
Yes. Wow.
Sorry.
Yes, no, it's fine. In the fall of man, we lost that.
Yeah.
We lost that.
Yeah.
And I don't think many people understand how serious that is, right? That reality. Let's understand who a son of God is so that we can have that discussion of,
yes,
you know,
yeah,
after that.
Yeah.
So John 1 verse 12 says, yet to all who received him, okay, let me start with 11. It's Jesus, he came to that which was his own, but his own did not receive him. Yet to all who received him, to those who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God.
Yeah.
I can continue with 13. Children born not of natural descent, nor of human decision or a husband's will, but born of God. So there is a right to become a child of God. You know, it's given to you through belief, through Jesus Christ. You cannot be a son of God or a child of God unless you do it by giving your life to Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another one in Ephesians 1:5 that says, he predestined us to adoption as sons through Jesus Christ. That's God. Like through Jesus Christ to himself, according to the kind intention of his will. And this, I believe, it's a Bible verse that was preached back then when I gave my life to Christ. But I remember it as one of like those Bible verses that stays in your mind, you know. And as I was reading, it came out, I was like, oh, basically it says like in Romans 8:15, the Spirit himself, the Spirit of the Lord himself, testify with our own spirit that we are children of God.
That's good.
You cannot be mistaken.
No. And there's another verse, I'm not even sure where it is, but it says that something, I'm paraphrasing, but something along the lines of, those who are led by the Spirit, those are the ones who are sons of God. And to belong with the Spirit, you have to have the Spirit, the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
So a son of God is someone who has given their lives to Christ, and
Okay. Now, behaving as a son or knowing your place as a son.
It's another thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is another thing.
Let's talk about it. Yes.
I don't know. Like I've been thinking if we have like examples in the Bible of people who, I'm thinking about like Peter. It's probably the one, I don't know if he comes to my mind, that I think knew that he was truly a son. As in the way
like
he was.
The Apostle Peter.
Yes. The way he behaved with Jesus, it was as if, you know, it's his brother. Or like basically there was no boundaries, you know?
Okay.
Whatever he thought he would say. And he's the one, I think he's the one that says, like had the revelation that Jesus is, exactly, is the Messiah.
Yes.
And he's also the one who denied him,
yes,
but then bitterly cried, you know, knowing I have made such a huge mistake, you know. But then he knew, he's also like, as I don't know, like he had an interesting personality in terms of the way he would relate to Jesus.
Yeah.
Was quite interesting, you know, like he was not afraid to say.
He's very relatable. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
He was not afraid to say what was on his mind. He was, you know, like
he dared to be that authentic with the Lord. That's true.
Exactly. And knowing I may be corrected, but that does not make me a sinner. You see what I'm saying? Like that does not make me less of, you know,
or at his lowest point when, you know, precisely when he denied the Lord and truly felt, I think at that moment you really felt like I dropped the ball and it's over. But even there, like the fact that he can go so low and so far and still be reconciled and be the one to run when he sees, you know, when he saw the Lord walking on the lake, the resurrected Christ. He's the one who ran to him, who jumped out of the boat and ran to him. And that is not something you do necessarily when you feel like it's done and I cannot approach him. It actually paints the same picture as the guy, the prodigal son coming back to the father. He ran back home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to some degree, without the same, I think he was very regretful because you can see the exchange they have. But he ran to him.
Okay. For me, I think again, thank the Lord that he does not judge our motives so longer we come, you know. But this one, it's because comparing, you know, where he was, you know, it was as among the two solutions, I would rather.
You mean the son?
The son,
yes.
You know, I would rather go back to my father. I think I'll be better treated when I am with my father than here, you know?
Don't you think that there was an element of regret? Do you think it's just practical?
Of course. No.
I think he was very grieved.
Yeah.
And regretful.
Yeah. Of course. But then, does he understand the heart of his father? That's my question.
No, but I don't even think Peter did at that moment as well.
Yeah,
because I think he just wanted to be close to Jesus, but I'm not sure he was expecting him to restore him to the same position as the one of the three.
Yeah.
Because he was really one in the inner circle of Jesus. So I'm not sure he had that mindset like I'm running back to my position. No, he just wanted to be close to him. I think he just saw him and he was excited and he just ran to him. I don't think he had the same attitude as the Peter before betraying Jesus. And then on that topic, I don't know if you want to continue about Peter.
No. You can go ahead.
But
there's another thing I want to bring up.
When you talk about someone who understood that he's
a son,
I think I would say John, because John, you see that, like the book of John, like the Gospel of John, you see him describing himself as the one whom Jesus loves, the Lord loves.
Yeah.
So I find it cute, like.
Yeah, I know.
Identifying, and then the one who's, I think at some point he was leaning against his chest or something like that closeness. I feel like he's the one.
You're right.
Who kind of exemplified that character that, express that.
Yeah. So as I was, reading, there's something that came up. Basically, it's called an orphan spirit. And that doesn't have to do anything with like having lost your parents.
Yeah.
No. Like being an orphan because I'm not, and you're not either. But then an orphan spirit, Christians have it, where you kind of like, okay, the at least what it says, it's like it's you have like a feeling of rejection, that I don't know, like you fear to be rejected, therefore you somehow even dismiss yourself, before you being rejected, and there's like insecurity, and then there is like feeling like you do not belong, or feeling that you have to deserve, like it's performance. Basically. I have to deserve this. I have to show that I can. I have to,
It's actually, it spurs you into performance.
Exactly.
That's the key thing, I think, is like you want to earn your right to stay.
By doing.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you fear that if I don't perform, if I don't show that I'm a perfect kid, if I don't show you that you're going to get some interest, in me being in your household, then you will let me go. And that is,
Then, like you have a deep-seated solitude that you may be surrounded, like with people in a crowd, yet you feel
very alone,
Yeah. So like and then I was like,
could you relate?
Let's
take it a bit personal. Me too.
Like, and the thing is, like when I was reading this, it's, we are called sons, then we somehow behave as slaves, as the first son says, like I've been slaving, like basically, and it's not even, il est inconscient, like
it's in the subconscious,
it's in the subconscious. But then when I was actually reading this, when I was reading this, I was like, Lord, help me. Like, when you're like, I'm not even sure if I can identify myself as, like, I know I am your daughter, but then do I behave as your daughter? Or does Christianity, feels that way most of the time? Or it's more, I have to deserve by doing X, Y, Z,
It's because the moment you're saved, I'm sorry, I don't know.
No.
The moment you're saved, your memory is not erased.
Yeah.
Right? Your body doesn't change. Like you are regenerated, you're a new creation. Your spirit has been, I'm not sure of the term, but you are born again, truly, spiritually. But you still have your old body and you still have your memories. And, you have to, these things cannot be deprogrammed. It's not like they're, you're going to switch a switch, whatever, and then you'll be like, you'll have new information downloaded and you're a person who has no memory of the past. So personally, I totally relate to dealing with rejection and the orphan spirit, or the orphan mindset, if you want to call it that way. But I'm looking at the fact that as a firstborn, this is like, it is skewed in that sense. When you're a firstborn, there are certain things that you take on, whether you were raised like that or not. And I think the tendency is that you see yourself as the big person in the house and you have to, take on these responsibilities. And there is a weight that comes with being a firstborn. Whether you never said yes to that or you never consciously took it upon you, but you are skewed like that. And I think that is one thing that, at least in my story, had a big place in me acting the way I did, performing. Like I have to be this, and then it's reinforced by your environment. For instance, you're doing well in school, you're praised for that. So somehow your identity is tied to how you're doing in school. You start identifying with the things that people reflect to you. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I do well in school, so I guess I'll take on that jacket. Yeah. And it's a heavy one. So you are the intelligent one, the smart one, or you are the responsible one, and so you're praised. Yeah. It's a good thing, but then it becomes sort of a weight because you're identifying with these things. And if you have like a rejection wound or something of that sort, a root of rejection, then it's going to play into, I can only be loved or I can only be accepted if I am. As long as I can behave, as long as I can be the smart one, as long as I can, all these things that you identify with. And then you find yourself, and then there are many experiences in life, So you find yourself, having to face that. And the Lord, what I love about the Lord is that He's faithful to strip you of those false identities. Yeah. And that's what happened in my story. I think part of it was also identifying with these other things, like I'm this one, I'm like this. I have to, almost like the name of my family hangs on me. Yeah. It hangs on me. So pressure, yes, a lot of pressure, and you find yourself cracking. And I think that's what happened. Part of it was identifying with all these things, and so even in God, you come to Jesus, it doesn't go away. You still feel like, now it's even like, it's worse because you feel like this is God. These are humans. So I have to perform. I have to be the perfect one. I have to be the one. He cannot just accept me. Do you know what I mean? Like, with my flaws and my sins, I have to prove that I'm worth it. Like I'm a good investment, and you almost kill yourself for some people trying to prove slaving for the Lord.
I like to say that how we manage crisis, like when I am angry, how I deal with, like when I'm angry, I don't know, or there's something like in between us, how I deal with that is how you will also behave with the Lord,
Interesting.
I think.
How you deal with anger towards me?
Towards people,
anyone,
like your character, basically, dealing with anger or dealing with like a misunderstanding and all. It's also how you will deal with
the same emotion with God.
Yes. Like if I tend to avoid people, you will also avoid the Lord. Like you will avoid conversations. You're like, I don't want us to go there.
Yes. Wow. That's good.
And like as you were saying, if I think I am loved because I perform well in school, then I will come, in church. Performance is what? I don't know, attending, evangelizing. They used to tell us back in the years about whatever, like attendance in cell, And the thing is, Christianity, I think it's life. I don't think it is life. But then the moment you begin to perform, it becomes heavy. Yeah. It's no longer enjoyable. It's more like it's ticking boxes, It's more like I will make sure I do and I've been a perfect Christian. But then if I happen to, I don't know, fall short here, you will feel like I am a loser. I am nothing.
Yes. And we are not even saying that these things are bad, right?
Yeah.
Because these things, it's really serving is good and it's necessary. Again, we go back to what is the motive?
Yeah.
Are you trying to avoid feeling that rejection?
Yeah.
Feeling like you're disappointing people?
Yeah.
And what does it really do if you disappoint people? What does it mean about, what is like the implications for you? If you disappoint people, then I'm not this, then I'm abandoned, or I will not have any friends, or whatever the reason. So the motive is the key here. Like, these are good things. We're not saying like,
definitely
stop serving and just bask in the fact that you are the, you know, a child of God, which is. And I think, you know, what came to my mind when I was reading this text, and now that we're having this discussion, is the Mary and Martha. It's another expression of the same kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Martha, very responsible. It's found in Luke 10, I think 38. Very responsible. Serving.
Sure
Jesus is
the
there.
guests are, you know, well treated.
Listen, like the snacks and the, you know,
the house is clean, everything.
Preparing everything. And then you have Mary, you know, in the living room with the man, and she's seated and she's like, I'm not going to miss anything he has to say. And I think we can all relate to, it's easy, I think for me as a firstborn, I guess, it's easy to relate to.
I can see myself telling my sister,
yes, why aren't you helping me?
Why are you sitting?
Yes, absolutely. So I was like, oh, Martha is getting a bad rep, but it's what Jesus is pointing to. What Martha is doing is great, but this is better.
Yeah.
It's better to not miss a word. It's better to be in his presence. It's better to be in the position he wants you to be. Who is before you?
Who's before you? Who's your guest? And not miss any second with him.
Yes.
You know, because you know who he is.
That's exactly that. Know? It's like then, my presence.
What will they speak about me? I'm being, I don't know, this.
But to be fair, Martha had to do what she had to do. There had to be someone who hosts. That's the way it is.
Maybe not.
No, there has to be someone to serve. Let's not, you know.
Okay, we cannot all be like a...
Not everyone can be sitting, basically.
I think the problem is believing that this is my identity. You see what I'm saying? Like not even being able to know...
This is my position as a woman.
My identity. If I don't do this, then I am not a woman as I should be. You see what I'm saying?
Possible.
You know?
Or she could be like, there are guests. When someone comes to your home, at some point you have to, you know, serve them something.
No.
I really believe that the Lord was saying, and let me just say this, I really believe the Lord was saying, if you have to choose, I'd rather you choose this. He's not saying don't do it when I'm around. No. He's saying she chose better, and this will not be taken away from her. So with regards to this topic of, like, we talked about being a son and identifying as a son, the right way to, you know, to be a son. We talked about the slave mentality, orphan mindset and stuff. And I said that I could relate, you know.
Yeah.
I think at some point we'll talk about it, I'm sure, in the future episodes, but the anxiety was high. Like I got to a point where, you know, like maybe 4 years ago, I started like drowning in anxiety. And I think my body was telling me, you know, it was like an alarm sound. The body sounding an alarm. The Lord has been healing me and changing my perspective as I dive into the Word, as I spend time with Him. It's almost like the more you spend time with the Lord, the more you see yourself in His eyes in a way. It's a weird exchange where you start seeing how He sees you and how He loves you, and He removes these weights that we wear, right?
So I've seen truly the Lord doing that, especially in the past few years,
like very recent years. But when we were talking, I thought of this
situation that happened. It's a small thing.
I remember I was so heavy with, and I was crying out to God. I was in my kitchen. Actually, I was like very emotional and crying, and I was
telling the Lord, like, I don't understand. I keep trying.
I keep trying to be this person that I'm supposed to be, like a good, godly woman or this person. And I feel like I keep losing relationships. I feel like the sensation was,
no matter what I try to do, how forgiving I am, how patient I think I am,
I keep losing. Why do I lose? There are some misunderstanding. I feel like I was being misjudged in certain situation. Why, Lord? Why? And I heard the Lord tell me, stop trying, surrender. And it's a simple sentence. There's nothing like big about it as you would think. But for me, that was like an aha moment. Stop trying. I've been trying. Stop trying and just surrender.
Yeah.
And when he said that, I was like, I guess I can do that.
I guess that's an option. It was actually that simple.
Stop trying to be this person. Stop trying to be the surrender. It doesn't mean that you become a bad person. It's just, off to the whatever. It means just come with me. Just surrender. Lay down those weights and just be with me. That's all that matters.
It feels like it's more like an invitation to what we're saying. It's an invitation to don't attach your worth to that. Surrender.
That would have been big. For me, it's like, just let it go. Stop trying.
Yeah.
Whatever you're trying to do, give it up.
Yeah.
Let the narrative be the narrative.
Yeah.
Let people think what they think. Come with me. Surrender.
So that, like, basically your perspective is no longer on this, but it's more on me and my Lord.
100%. Stop micromanaging.
That's it.
Doing these other things.
That's it.
Stick with me.
Yeah. And
so much rest.
Focus. When the focus is where it should be, it lifts such a huge weight off your shoulders.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It feels like reconnecting with that, I'm a child of God. And that is enough.
It is.
Whether I'm serving, whether I'm showing up or not, whether my character, my personality is doing this or that. Now it's like I'm comfortable being the child of God. I'm comfortable being just the son, because we are sons, co-heirs with Christ. I'm comfortable having that identity. And also with the journey with him, because he continues to heal me. I'm not perfect, obviously, but I'm comfortable with that.
For me, as I was reading, about topic like sons and slaves, there's another Bible verse that says the Lord is no longer, he doesn't call us slaves, but he calls us friends, for me, it came with almost a prayer in my heart. Lord, help me to know you truly as my father, and to behave as a daughter. Okay, I know I am a daughter. I know I am a son, as you say, but then the way I live my relationship with the Lord, is it like a son? Or I have, I don't know, the orphan mindset, the slaves, whatever mentality that's actually, get through the way and you find yourself living a Christianity of ticking boxes, Anyways, it came with a prayer of, Lord, help me.
Yes.
That's
a powerful prayer.
Yeah.
Just that. Help me, Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it for today. It's been an hour. It's been an hour. Thank you for sharing again.
Thanks to you too. This was a great topic. She chose it, by the way.
Yeah. Guys, thank you for being with us. Thank you for staying with us this long. We hope the discussion was interesting to you. And we actually want to hear about you and your journey in the comments. We will be there answering. If you have anything to share, do you feel like a son? Do you feel like a slave? Do you struggle with the orphan mentality? I don't know. The discussion is open. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.